bet you can't eat just one. That legendary slogan? It's not just clever marketing, it's a reality for millions around the world. Lay's potato chips have earned a reputation for being downright irresistible. And once you tear open that familiar yellow bag and taste that salty crunch, you'll understand why. But what really goes into making this addictively delicious snack? Where do these perfectly crisp chips come from? And how does PepsiCo manage to deliver millions of bags of Lay's every single day? You're about to enter one of PepsiCo's largest and most technologically advanced factories in Europe, a factory that runs non-stop to produce over 4 tons of Lay's potato chips per hour. That's right, more than 750 tons of raw potatoes are processed here every single day, across multiple high-speed production lines. To meet that demand, PepsiCo sources an incredible 240,000 tons of potatoes annually, becoming one of the biggest potato buyers on the planet. And only the absolute best spuds make the cut. The journey begins in sprawling potato fields during peak harvest season. Since these golden treasures grow underground, farmers deploy specialized digging rigs that plunge up to 10 inches deep, cleanly lifting entire potato plants out of the earth. Dirt, roots, and rocks all come up at once, but a vibrating conveyor screen immediately sorts through the chaos, shaking off soil and debris while handling up to 40,000 potatoes per minute. As the rig harvests, a truck drives alongside in perfect sync, collecting the potatoes in real time to ensure an uninterrupted flow. Once full, these trucks roll straight to a nearby storage hub, a facility built to handle hundreds of tons of fresh potatoes daily. Inside, the first major checkpoint is the optical sorting station. Here, sophisticated high-speed cameras scan each potato individually, analyzing shape, size, and even color. Robotic arms, powered by pressurized airbursts, instantly remove any potatoes that are bruised, too small, or oddly shaped. These lightning-fast movements are so rapid they blur before the human eye. Only the most pristine potatoes continue forward. Next stop, cold storage. These selected spuds, still dusted with a bit of soil, are gently placed in enormous wooden crates. They're stored in a massive temperature-controlled warehouse that can hold up to 40 million potatoes at a time. Depending on demand, they'll rest here for weeks or even months until the factory calls them up for transformation. When it's time, forklifts haul the crates from cold storage to a conveyor belt, leading directly to the washing station. This is no ordinary rinse. Using high-powered jets and industrial brushes, the system ensures that not a speck of dirt remains, because any contamination could damage delicate equipment down the line. A final team of human inspectors checks every potato by hand, discarding any missed defects. Next, the cleaned and polished potatoes are packed into containers and transported, often arriving at the plant in under 24 hours. At the factory gate, the entire truck is lifted hydraulically and tilted at a 30 degrees angle, spilling thousands of potatoes in a wave onto the awaiting conveyor below. At this point, everything kicks into high gear. Even though these potatoes were already washed at the farm, they undergo yet another intense scrubbing at the factory, an essential double cleaning process to safeguard the ultra-sensitive cutting and frying machinery. This second wash uses vortex-powered water flow, reinforced by abrasive brushes, to guarantee surgical-level cleanliness. Then comes the peeling stage. The spuds are funneled into one of 6 industrial peelers lined with abrasive surfaces. As the machine spins, the potatoes rub against the walls, while water jets blast away the loosened skins. The now naked potatoes pass through a rapid scanning system, where cameras detect flaws. With another burst of air, defective ones are expelled. The remaining potatoes are sorted by size. Standard-sized ones fall through to the next phase. Oversized ones are sliced down manually by workers stationed along the conveyor, ensuring a flawless crop enters the slicing phase. Now, it's slicing time. Potatoes are dropped into a rotating drum slicer, where centrifugal force pushes them outwards toward razor-sharp blades. Within seconds, each spud is transformed into exactly 35 ultra-thin chips, each one measuring just 0.06 inches thick, engineered for the perfect crunch. The goal is exact, an even saddle-shaped curve, that iconic Lay's silhouette we all recognize. Different types of Lay's chips call for different blades. Lay's Classic uses sharp, straight blades for that smooth cut, while Lay's Wavy or Ruffles need serrated blades to create those signature ridges. But it's not just about looks. The ridges create a stronger crunch and hold more flavor. Once sliced, the potato chips cascade into a high-speed water stream. This isn't just for transport, it launches them directly into a sophisticated washing system. Inside a massive spinning drum, the slices undergo a multi-stage rinse. First a long soak. Then a high-pressure spray rains down from above, followed by a second soak and a final barrage of cleansing jets. All of this is done for one critical reason: to eliminate surface starch. If even a little starch remains, the chips will stick together during frying, a fatal flaw for a product built on perfect separation. After the rinse, it's time to turn raw slices into golden perfection. The chips are dried and then dropped into an enormous continuous fryer, more than 40 feet long. Submerged completely in a precise blend of sunflower, canola, and vegetable oils heated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The slices cook for just about 3 minutes. But that timing isn't fixed, it's constantly adjusted. Technicians test starch and moisture levels in real time, using an old-school trick, observing how the slices float. As each slice fries, it releases steam from its core and the evaporating water is replaced by oil. That's why the oil must be continually replenished. But Lay's has a secret weapon, a unique 50-50 oil blend, half fresh, half used. Fresh oil alone would make the chips too greasy. Used oil alone would turn them dark and bitter. This carefully maintained balance ensures that iconic light golden hue with just the right crunch. Once cooked to perfection, the chips are gently lifted from the fryer, and you'll notice something unusual: the entire system vibrates. It's not a malfunction, it's engineered specifically to keep the ultra-thin Lay's chips from cracking. Regular belts would destroy them. Instead, this gentle vibration keeps them moving along without a single break. It's chip care at the highest level. Next comes one of the most futuristic parts of the process: optical inspection. As chips race past at lightning speed, a high-tech optical sorter scans over 400 slices per second. It spots brown edges, burnt spots, or imperfections invisible to the human eye. And when it does, a precise jet of air blasts the flawed chip out of the line with pinpoint accuracy. No second chances, no subpar chips, only perfection moves forward. Immediately after inspection, a light dusting of salt enhances the chip's base flavor. But the real transformation happens in the seasoning chamber. Inside a huge rotating drum, natural flavorings like chili, pepper, and aromatic herbs rain down through a special dispensing tube. As the drum turns, every chip gets evenly coated, front and back, and because they're still warm, the seasoning clings perfectly, locking in every ounce of flavor. Random batches are constantly pulled and inspected. These aren't just casual checks, they test crunch, seasoning coverage, color, and even chip structure. If anything is even slightly off, adjustments are made instantly. Lay's chips aren't just snacks, they're a promise of quality. From here, the chips travel up a conveyor system to an advanced weighing station. This is no simple scale. It's a multi-head precision machine that calculates the exact combination of chips from multiple trays to hit the target bag weight, whether it's a 1-ounce personal size or a giant party pack. Every bag is accurate to the chip. Then the chips drop into high-speed packaging machines. Before sealing, nitrogen gas is flushed into each bag, replacing oxygen to prevent stalling. That air pocket you feel when you open a Lay's bag, it's not just cushioning, it's protection. It keeps chips fresh and safe during shipping. Finally, bags are packed into boxes, loaded onto pallets, and tightly wrapped in plastic film for stability. Then the pallets are hoisted onto trucks, beginning their journey to stores around the world. That's how Lay's chips are made. From precise slicing to masterful frying, from futuristic inspection to flavorful seasoning, and finally to the shelves of your favorite store. But here's the real question: with all this care, can you stop at just one chip?